right. Hello, guys. I'm just doing a really quick mic check, and then we will be good to go. Okay, it sounds like we have sound, we have audio, we are good to go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Um, it is October. This is our first live stream for October, and I want to welcome you guys as you guys come on in. Let's really quickly go over today's agenda. We have a new schedule for October. Both me and Phil are a bit busier this month, so unfortunately we will not be able to do as many live streams as last month. But we hope to supplement that with some really useful videos. I also want to remind you guys, we have over 250 videos on IELTS. So if there's really any part of the test that you want to learn more about, don't be afraid to check out our videos. Yeah, we made those for people to understand IELTS easier, so I hope you go and check them out. We will let you know our schedule each week about what we will be doing for videos and live streams. We're going to also change up the order that we're doing it. Because we can't do as many live streams, we are going to be doing our most popular types. So in order to make sure that you guys are still getting all that juicy vocabulary that you guys want, we are moving our vocab live streams to Saturday, and I will be doing them with you. Phil will be doing his own live stream on Tuesday. That may be a mock exam, it may be a surprise. So let us know in comments what you hope to see with our limited live streams today, this month. I hope that maybe at the end of October we can do a Halloween live stream. You guys can get some cultural knowledge, because I know Halloween is not celebrated all over the world, but in America it's quite a lot of fun. A lot of people love Halloween. We are going to be doing a little bit of pronunciation practice because we won't be having those fun Speaking Saturday videos anymore. So we won't be having feedback with the pronunciation practice, but I know a lot of you guys are working really hard on your accent. You guys are working really hard on getting your pronunciation perfect, and so I did want to make sure that you guys have a little bit of resource here. We'll only do like maybe 2 minutes and just say some sentences together. After that, we will be doing the regular part 1 questions and answers, part 2 and part 3, and of course these are all going to be with feedback. So you guys will come up with some questions, you guys will come up with some answers, and I will let you know how good or on topic your answers are. Again, we will try to get to part 3 quickly because I know that's why a lot of you guys come. You guys are like, part 1 is easy, Teacher Michael. Why do we need to do this? It's for everybody. Alright guys, so let's get started. We have talked about the new schedule for October. Unfortunately, fewer live streams. And let's get right into useful vocab to study. I see that Hello Naz, happy to see you. Welcome. I hope that you're excited for this. Sorry, that was Uber Eats at the door. Naz, how are you doing? Are you having a good Saturday? I don't know if it's Saturday morning or afternoon or evening for you, but I hope that it's doing well. I look forward to seeing your comments and hoping out your English. Which brings us to this first point, which is useful vocabulary. We're going to do something a little bit different. First, I'm going to have categories, and I want you guys to fill out this. So, for example, where do you see animals and wildlife? Can you guys give me some of that vocabulary? Just to give you some obvious ones. In a zoo. So sometimes on the IELTS exam, the examiner's kind of fishing for certain vocabulary. They'll ask a question like, where would you see this animal? Where do you see animals in your country? Where is there habitats? And then if it's the first one, like where can you see them? A lot of times you see them in a zoo. Animal sanctuary is great. Awesome, Asma. What about fish? Where do you see fish and other sea creatures? Oh man, nice, Naz. Let us know how you do. Good luck. I have a feeling that you will do fine. Okay. Any more, guys? Where do you see fish and sea creatures? And again, just let me know in chat. Okay, I will write the answer here. An aquarium. And I totally spelled that right. Aquarium. Let me put a few more up here, just that you might not have thought of. Let's see. It could be a national state park. So like in the US, Yellowstone is a really famous one. If you learn the names of these, or if you learn about a nature sanctuary, another way that you can say is a nature reserve. And a safari. On a safari. So one thing that I'm pointing out is I want to make sure you guys learn the correct collocations here. There are certain prepositions that go on with these words, and for you to get the best vocab score, you got to make sure that you know them. So I was on a safari and I saw a lion. That would be great. I was at the zoo. So the animals are in a zoo. You are at the zoo. All right. Nice, Naz. Bioreserves. Bioreserves. I actually haven't heard of that. I can guess what you're trying to say, but I would not use that in like a natural conversation. It might be a little bit too technical. But awesome job coming up with these, SM. So I was on a safari and saw a lion. I was at the zoo when the gorilla escaped its enclosure. Oh no. And by the way, enclosure may be a new word for some people. This is where the animals are kept to be seen. An animal sanctuary is great. A nature reserve. I went on a nature walk at the local nature reserve. I think I see where you're getting bioreserve from. Nature reserve is a more common word. If you're looking specifically for birds, you can go to an aviary. And botanical gardens. Gardens are for plants. All right, so these are all the places to see them. But again, it's not good enough just to learn the word. Make sure that you learn the collocations, the prepositions that usually go with them. We don't have any lions at our zoo. It is now considered inhumane to keep large cats there. Okay, the savanna is a biome. So let's see, if you list the biomes, a list of biomes is some nice vocabulary that you can use. For example, the savanna, tropical rainforests, temperate rainforests, tundra, taiga, deserts. These are just some of the biomes. And then you can have the marine biomes like ocean. Okay. But when you do this, this is great vocab to know, but I'm thinking of what situations where you may actually say it. So if your country has a couple different biomes, then it would be great to use this knowledge. Just to give you an example, where I live in Taipei, in Taiwan, is a subtropical rainforests. We have a lot of I'm trying to think of animals that live in this biome in Taiwan, but we don't have that many wild animals. Where I live in Taiwan is a subtropical rainforest. We'll just stop there, because I can't think of many wild animals that specifically live in the tropical rainforests. In America, there are a huge range of biomes. Just in Texas, there are 4: prairie, deserts, coastal rainforests, and crap, what was the last one? I know none of you live in Texas, so you can't tell me. But there's one more, and temperate rainforests and temperate forests. Okay. By the way, prairie is like savanna, it's grasslands. Okay. And Ness says foxes. I've never seen a fox in Taipei. There aren't many wild animals. Okay, you guys did a great job here. Again, just make sure you guys are learning the sentences so that you guys can really describe them. For example, the enclosures is a great high-level word that you can use with zoo. Yeah, if you guys can think of any more that you know might help out your classmates, just let me know. But let's go down here. How often you see or hear them? Can you guys give me some sentences that you could use to describe the wildlife in your local area? So like around your home, or maybe in the wild areas outside your home, maybe in the countryside if you live in the city. Or if you live in the city, what do you see? Just to give you some examples of Taiwan, Taipei specifically, you don't really hear many songbirds unless you go to the Central Park. When I lived in Guilin, I woke up to the sounds of songbirds who lived in the trees outside my apartment. It was actually one of the things that I really miss about where I lived in China. They had these huge trees in between the apartments, and they were just filled with songbirds. So every morning I woke up to birds singing, and it was amazing. But then when I was leaving, they were cutting down the trees, so maybe I left at the right time. How about you guys? Can you guys tell me how often you see or hear animals? Not only songbirds, any animals. It is very rare to see foxes in my neighborhood. But that doesn't mean they aren't there. By the way, this is a fantastic sentence frame that you can make a lot scarier. Recently, when I was on YouTube, just watching some videos for fun, I looked into mountain lions, which are like the tigers of North America. Mountain lions and cougars. These are big cats in North America. And there were a ton of videos I was watching where it was someone on a hike and they just saw a mountain lion come out of the brush or come out of the woods, and it was absolutely terrifying. So we can take this sentence frame, and with foxes, it's sad. It's like, oh man, there aren't many foxes. Foxes are cute. But here we can make it a lot scarier. It's very rare to see cougars in my neck of the woods. This is a nice high-level idiom, which means where I live. In my neck of the woods. So I hope you guys find this useful. It's very rare to see cougars in my neck of the woods, but that doesn't mean they aren't there. But that doesn't mean they don't see you. So that's terrifying. I hope you guys are able to sleep easily tonight. Asma says, nocturnal insects, crickets make a weird sound. Okay. That sentence is actually fine. I would probably add a little bit here. Nocturnal insects, like crickets, make weird sounds. And then, if you want, you could say at night. Yeah, nice. Thanks for putting this up. I'm going to have a similar connected idea to this one. I hate sleeping out in the countryside because the nocturnal, I like that. Insects and frogs keep me up all night with their racket. And racket here means like loud sounds. Like, stop making that racket. That means stop making those loud noises. So yeah. Is this true for anyone? Does anyone live in the countryside and have these problems? Because the opposite can also be true. I love falling asleep to the sound of crickets chirping and frogs croaking. So crickets chirping is the collocation for describing that sound, and frogs croaking is the name of what they do. Okay, nice. Can you guys think of any more things for describing how often you see or hear them? We have a lot of them about hearing, but what about seeing? Can you guys like describe in your neighborhood, what animals do you see and how often do you see them? Like when you go on a walk, even down the street, do you see wild dogs? Do you see cats? Do you see birds? Do you see squirrels? Like, what do you guys see? I'll add one more while I'm waiting for you guys to type. I know it takes a long time for you guys to type, which is perfectly okay. Let's see. Okay. There are some feral cats that live near my friend's house. They are quite friendly. And if you sit down, they will come closer to be petted. This is actually something that I'm really jealous of. I want to have a pet. I would love to have a cat or a dog, but our apartment doesn't allow it. And so this is kind of what I do. I know that it's not great. Feral cats may have diseases. They may have parasites. They may have fleas. But I love to just sit and chill with them. Anybody got any other experiences? And I'm doing this to really help you guys out. Just a reminder for any new people that in the description right here, you guys can see the document. I'm doing this so if it's really blurry, just a reminder for don't worry, you guys can just click it and it will open up. Right here, and you guys can copy and paste all the sentences to your heart's content. This is a way for you guys to get these sentences and then change them for your own situations. All the sentences to your heart's content. This is a way for you guys to get these sentences. There are many squirrels squeaking around in my backyard. Okay. Nice. That's fantastic. There's not really much for me to change here. Okay. Nice. Though it does remind me of my own situation. In my current apartment. There's not really much for me to change here. Okay. Though it does remind me of my own situation. In my current apartment, it is a rooftop apartment. Because we can hear squirrels or rats or cats scampering around, scampering along our roof. I really hope that they're not rats, but they might be. I do think from the sounds that they make, I think it may be a little bit too. Oh, sorry. They might be. Sorry for the duplicate sound. I think that they may be cats just because of how loud they sound. Okay. Squirrels squeaking. I really liked that. Okay. So finally, and then we'll move to the funner bit. What we use them for. What do we use animals for? Yes, Sam, thanks for letting me know. It will be like that until right now. It was because I opened up this. My apologies. By the way, while we're here, please make sure that you guys are not watching in the past. Make sure that you guys are live so that you're up to date with the conversation. Okay, and Naz has a great one. Let's put this up. While I look at Naz's, try to think of what we use animals for. And them here does mean animals. Okay. And then let's take a look at Naz's. I like the way that you phrased that. That puts a very cute picture in my head, SM. We actually call them guard dogs. Guard areas. Police dogs. Help find missing people and screen airports for drugs. Guard dogs, guard areas. This is the verb. This is the noun. Guard dogs. When you said dogs as a security guard, in my head I saw a dog in a security guard uniform. I bet you it's on the internet. This is what I saw. A little police dog. But yes, this is a common guard dog. This is a German Shepherd. So we can work on that right here. German Shepherds are usually trained as guard dogs. Yeah, nice. And again, let me take a quick look at Naz's. When I was a kid, make sure you be careful about that article. When I was a kid, growing up, there were way too many wild foxes and monkeys near my village. But now they are on the brink of extinction. Oh my goodness, that sounds so sad. That's so serious. On the brink of extinction, by the way, is a fantastic collocation, but that's so sad. Also, wild foxes, that's interesting. Okay. And they aren't dogs, they're foxes. All right, Naz, that was great. Yes, Naz, the audio should be fine now. Can you guys hear me? Yes, Naz, the audio should be fine. Okay, on my end, it sounds like the audio is okay. But in the past, there was a duplicate because I turned on the video in YouTube. My mistake. Again, just make sure that you guys are live, and then it should be okay. All right. So how else do we use animals? We raise pigs and cows, and what else do we eat? And sheep to eat. We hunt boar and deer for meat. For meat and leather, or their pelts. Okay. So again, learning how to say these is important. We raise these animals to eat. We hunt for their meat, leather, and their pelts. Okay. or fur. Pelts and fur you can use interchangeably. Okay. The foxes used to scare me. I do want to make sure that we both have the same idea for foxes. I can understand why monkeys can be scary. Monkeys can be terrible people. I have seen videos of like monkeys scaring people, monkey attacks, but foxes are so small and cute. Let me show you what a fox is in America. This is a fox. They're like the size of a cat. Now dogs are scary. Dogs are big, they have teeth, and they go in packs. Foxes are usually solitary, which means that they go alone. And actually, that's a great word that I can put. Okay. Foxes are usually solitary. You know, they don't travel in groups or packs. Okay. Yes. And snake charmers perform a show with a huge serpent in rural areas for livelihood. Sam, that's pretty good. A few small little things that I'm going to change here and there. Okay. I do like that. Snake charmers are really cool. Actually, I don't like them because they usually they're known for sewing the mouth of the snake shut so that the snake isn't dangerous. And I don't think that's nice to the snake. It's not very humane. But they are very cool to watch. The only thing that you got to change here is for their livelihood. Make sure you learn it as a set phrase for their livelihood. Okay, nice. And dolphin shows are quite popular amongst tourists? Yes. And that actually reminds me of another one, which is whale watching. Is a huge draw for tourists on the coast. People go out in boats just to see a whale breach the surface. Okay. Dolphin shows make it sound like it's in an aquarium or at an aquarium or theme park. It's different from like swimming with dolphins. Or dolphin watching. Yes. And sorry, because it says swimming, it's is. But that's my change. So this is in the ocean. Were you talking about dolphin shows or swimming with dolphins? Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. No, these are great. You guys are on fire today. I also want to point out what might be a new term or word for you. This is higher level, but I think you guys can handle it. Whale watching is a huge draw for tourists. That means it's very attractive. So a lot of tourists come because of whale watching. Okay. Now it's time for the fun bit. So, you guys see this? I know that you guys know this is a tiger. So, one thing that I want you guys to do, and this is mostly to prepare you for part 1 and part 2. If you're talking about an animal in passing in part 1, you guys can raise your vocab score by being able to use these sentence frames and this vocab. For part 2, you may be asked to describe an animal. And again, having this vocabulary will help you out. So first things first, if we look at this tiger, how would we describe the personality and temperament of a tiger? Tigers are ferocious hunters who stalk their prey. Sorry, prey is with an E for what they eat. And by the way, stalk their prey is when you follow an animal quietly, sneakily, so that you can jump on it. Tigers are protective and loving mothers. They will attack anyone or anything that gets too close to their cubs. Anything else we can say about tigers? And Nez says, chimpanzees are really adorable. Let me just copy that in so we can see it. They show a lot of gestures like ours. Okay. Oh man. Chimpanzees are actually kind of scary. But they're not as scary as baboons. Chimpanzees are really adorable. They show a lot of gestures like ours. Gestures like ours was fine. Show... I don't feel like this is the right word, but I know what you're trying to say. They share a lot of gestures with us. Okay. They use gestures like we do. Okay. This would be a little bit better. They use gestures like we do. Yeah, they use gestures like we do is probably the closest. Okay, and that is nice. By the way, going back to these beautiful tigers, anything else that you guys can use to describe the personality or the temperament? So just give you one more. Most tigers are actually quite shy around humans and try to avoid us when they can. Are actually quite shy around is a nice set phrase there that you guys can steal. Do you guys know much about tigers? Maybe not. Maybe tigers aren't your animal. That's fine. That's fine. Let's move down here to describing their habitat or where they live. Let's stick to tigers right now. We're just going to do tigers right now. But later on, we will look at other animals. Don't worry. But this is to learn the sentences that we can use to be describing an animal in this way. So, if you describe the habitat, where do tigers live? Can you guys help me out here? Anybody know? I remember we used to have a vet who was watching our videos on the channel. I forget who it was, unfortunately, but they probably have the habitats down. Where do tigers live, and how do you describe their habitat, or how do you describe where they live? Tigers live in the jungles of India and Southeast Asia. Okay. Anyone else know anything about tigers or their habitat? They prefer living in areas that have dense foliage so they can hide and easily stalk their prey. So again, looking for sentence frames, this is what I mean. If you guys could learn this phrase, and then you just learn how to change this, it would give you, you'd be able to use the sentence frame to describe a lot of different animals. Eagles prefer living in areas that do not have a lot of foliage. Lions prefer living in areas that have tall grasses. So this is what I mean. I hope this is how you guys are using this vocabulary. Okay. Tiger is the national animal of India. Nice. In fact, here we go. It is the national animal of India. I did not know that. That's super cool. Does that mean you know a lot about tigers, Naz? Can you help me out? And by the way, this is another thing that you guys can steal. In the jungles of India, in the savannas of South Africa, in the forests of North America, this is really useful. In the forests of North America, in the savanna of South Africa. Yeah, no. Okay. Yes. Okay. Nice. So, any other ways that we can describe where they live or their habitat? I hope you guys found these two useful. And Naz is like, sentence formation. Hello, Zuwil. Happy to see you, by the way. Let me take your sentence and we'll take a look, Naz. Thank you for being so brave and putting it forward. Okay, let's take a look. Tiger habitat is widely live in dry forests of and the more okay. I see. You wanted to say widely distributed. Okay. We do need to change a little bit here, but it's actually quite close. Okay. So tiger habitats is quite widely distributed. They live everywhere from the dry forests of Rashitha to the rainforests of Northeast India. I did not know that. Learning something new every day. Nice. Tigers live across a wide range of across a wide area. This is also perfectly fine. Okay. Nice. That was great, Naz. Fantastic. We've got some more great sentences here. All right. Finally, we have two more, and then we move down. So, describing what the animal looks like. So, if I'll bring that picture down so that we can do it with a tiger, and then I will be recommending that you guys do it yourself as well. So, we've got our tiger. Can you guys describe this tiger? How would you describe it? What would you say? A tiger is a big cat that lives in the jungles of Asia. They are striped. They are striped with typically with a solid orange coat and white underbelly. These animals... Anything else we could say? Can get as large as... How big can tigers get? Oh geez, they're as big as grizzly bears? Holy crap! Brown bears are huge. The fact that a tiger is almost as big as one is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. So, 318 kg. Okay. Can weigh as much as 318 kg. And are around... How long are they? So, let's make this tiger size. 120 centimeters at the shoulder. Okay. So, I have a feeling that you guys aren't typing too much because you guys don't have this vocabulary. So I do hope that this is useful. Underbelly is nice. That's describing the area underneath, a white underbelly. A solid orange coat. Yes. They have huge paws and a very strong bite. Okay, anything else that we can say? Their coats keep them quite well camouflaged. So it is very hard to spot them in the wild. Okay. All right. Then this is the right topic to have, right guys? Like I said, you don't need to learn all of these sentences. You don't need to learn all of these words. What you want to do is try to learn a few sentence frames that are high level in grammar, and then you know how to change. So I hope that this is giving you guys some good vocabulary. Quite widely distributed, was fantastic. Thank you again, Naz. But also the sentence frames so that you guys can change it to talk about different animals. That's actually kind of what I want you guys to do for homework. I want you guys to choose your own animal. So, for example, think of an animal that your country is well known for. Naz and tigers is great. Or think of an animal that is ubiquitous in your country. That means that you can see them everywhere. That's what ubiquitous means here. You can see them everywhere. So, for example, this is the bald eagle. We can use it to describe the bald eagle, which is the national animal of America. And the thing is, once you're able to describe one bird, you can use it to describe other birds, like the crow. So that's what I want you guys to do for homework. Find sentence frames, either from this video that we've done, or on your own. You can do your own research. And in a comment, I want you to leave it, and then me and Phil will go back and look over them for you. All right, guys. And keep them quite well camouflaged. Nice vocab there. Okay. That's actually what I want you guys to do. Yeah, this is homework. Why am I getting homework on a live stream? This is no fair. Yes, I do recommend that you guys think of an animal in your country, or think of an animal that is so well known or ubiquitous, and then I want you to describe it. In the comments, here are some examples. So maybe you can describe a bald eagle, maybe you can describe a wolf or a crow. Choose something and do it on your own. All right, guys, I'm going to choose a few of these sentences to do some pronunciation practice with. Let me do ones that I know would be useful. Like, what I mean is, I know that they would be useful sentence frames. And then you guys can practice changing them if you want on your own. So, that's a good one. Were there any of these sentences that you guys really liked and you want to hear me say again and practice at home? We're only going to spend about 4 minutes doing this, so don't worry too much. I think 3 will be good enough. Okay. So, I will say this sentence at full speed. I will say it 3 times, and then I would like you guys to say it along with me or after me. This is for you guys to practice at home to work on your pronunciation. We aren't going to be marking the stress today, just because I want to keep moving so that we can do some part 1 and part 3. All right. So, first one. They prefer living in areas that have dense foliage, so that they can hide and easily stalk their prey. They prefer living in areas that have dense foliage, so they can hide and easily stalk their prey. They prefer living in areas that have dense foliage, so that they can hide and easily stalk their prey. All right, next one. Most tigers are actually quite shy around humans and try to avoid us when they can. Most tigers are actually quite shy around humans and try to avoid us when they can. Most tigers are actually quite shy around humans and try to avoid us when they can. All right, and just a reminder, to make sure that you guys are practicing the rhythm of English, because that is an important part of pronunciation, is that stress time. I want you guys to remember that if you're having trouble saying the whole thing, try to hum it before you say it. And of course, this is a YouTube video, so you guys can always go back and listen again and practice as much as you want, but let me just show you what I mean. Most tigers are actually quite shy around humans and try to avoid us when they can. I promise you, humming will help you if you can't get the rhythm done. Just try to say it through a hum, and do that first and make sure that it matches up. Again, this is only if you're having trouble with the rhythm of English. All right, last one. I'll only say it twice. Tigers are protective and loving mothers. They will attack anyone or anything that gets too close to their cubs. Tigers are protective and loving mothers. They will attack anyone and anything that tries to get close to their cubs. Alright guys, again, the reason I chose these sentences in particular is that you can easily change these to be about something else. Bears are protective and loving mothers. They will attack anyone or anything that tries to get close to their cubs. Crows are protective and loving mothers. They will attack anyone or anything that tries to get close to their chicks. So again, you will have to change 2 words, but this is a nice high-level sentence with great vocab. That's why I chose these in particular, and that's the whole reason you guys are here, right? Is so that you can learn these. All right, it's time for part one. Remember, part one questions, I only want to spend about maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes on this. Because again, most of our regulars are pretty good at part one questions. So I just want you guys to spend 2 minutes, give me as many part one questions as you can. We'll answer a few of them, and then we'll move immediately to part three. And then at the end, if you guys want me to do a part two answer, just let me know in chat, and I will be happy to do one. So, this next part, please give me some part one questions. Remember, these are going to be about you and your situations. Just to give you some examples, maybe you're talking about animals, so do you have a pet would be an example of a part one question. This is about you and your situation. What wildlife lives in your country? Again, this is about you and your personal experiences. This is something that you know. Okay. Do you enjoy seeing animals in the wild? Okay, these are just some examples. I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to give me as many as you can. We'll throw them up here. We'll give 1 or 2 answers, and then we'll move on to part 3. All right, good luck. I'll give you guys about a minute or 2 to type. While you guys are typing your answers, I do want to show 2 really funny, great YouTube channels that I think you guys may like. Let me show you. The Frank one is absolutely hilarious. And then the other one is animals that will put you to sleep. Nope. That will put you in an early grave. Okay. Oh my goodness. Why is this so hard? Animal facts you didn't know. Yes. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Where is this guy? TikTok. Okay, here's the guy. Casual Geographic. This guy is absolutely hilarious. He gives, he's a TikToker, but you know me, I'm old. I don't use TikTok. He has these videos, and the thing is, they're really short. So you don't have to watch all 9 minutes. You really could just watch 30 seconds or a minute of him talking about a different animal. And it's absolutely hilarious. He does talk really fast, so that makes it good listening practice, but he's also very funny. So I'm going to put this at the top of the document, just as a resource for you guys to use. And I really hope you guys let me know in the next live stream whether or not you agree with me, whether or not you think that he is funny. I think he's super funny. He's a great comedian. And the Frank is the other one. He does like documentaries about animals, but he does it really with. It's also really funny. It's hilarious. Let me see. Which one do I recommend? I recommend you watch the one about bats first. Bats are quite funny. So again, these are 2 channels that I recommend if you guys want to get more vocabulary knowledge. Okay, so again, this is Casual Geographic, and then this one is the Frank. Okay, let me know if you guys enjoy them. And again, they are on the top of the document. For those of you guys who are just in chat right now, let me throw them in for you. And same with Casual Geographic. Okay, it looks like we have a ton of questions. Oh man, held for review. I don't know why. I am so sorry, Naz. It looks as if YouTube was like, Naz is talking too much. She's a bot. I apologize. I know that you are not a bot. So all of your things have just popped up. Naz, you're great. Let me throw these in. Yeah, and Naz, if you would like to answer some of these, now is the time. This is plenty of questions for part one. Yeah, feel free to answer some of these, Naz. And if you guys want me to answer any of them, please just let me know, and I will. This is the time for review, guys. This is how you get better. Is you say what you think the answer is, and then I fix it a little bit if it needs it. Hello, Sukachen Singh. Sorry if I have trouble with your name. I'm really bad with names, just in general. Welcome. You came just at the right time. We are answering some of these questions. So for anyone who is new and doesn't know, we are answering these questions. I can answer any that you want me to, or I can just give you feedback. Because this is part one, I only want to spend another 5 minutes on this, and then we will move to part three. So feel free to type up some answers in chat. I will make sure that they are not blocked. Again, I'm sorry, Naz. Again, you guys can see this yourself in today's video.
史上最正，麦当劳正新餐100元起。
Ridiculous. Okay. So, again, make sure that you guys are live. But again, right down here, you guys can just click the document, open it up, and look at it on your phones or your computers. So, Naz, do you have any answers for all these great questions you put up? And same with anybody else. This is open to everybody. I'll give you guys another minute to type up any answers. If no one types one up, I will answer one of these myself, and then we'll move on to part three. But I really hope that you guys put your answers up here so that I can fix them for you. Point out some grammar mistakes, some vocab mistakes, and make you better English speakers. Again, I know typing is slow. I apologize for the silence. I'll just give you guys another minute or two, and then we'll get going. Sorry, I just took a bite of my dinner. Apologize for the food noises. Sam, thank you so much. It actually looks like it's quite good. Sorry, let me just copy it again. Okay. I absolutely love watching documentaries about, this is the only weird thing, untamed animals. The vocab itself is fine. You can describe animals as tamed or untamed. But but it's weird in this situation because it's not a direct synonym for wild animals. So if you wanted to change it a little bit, I would say on animals in their natural habitats. Yeah. Actually, I binge watch them in my leisure time. Nice. I know exactly what you were trying to do. You were like, I don't want to repeat wild animals. And that is a good habit to try to get into. If you just copy the words from the question, it's okay. But if you use other words that are different, it raises your vocab score. The thing is, you've got to remember, you have to use the right ones. You have to use the appropriate ones if you want that 7 or higher. So what I've done here is given you a higher level way to say what you wanted to say. Okay, nice. Awesome. And this last part, beautiful, fantastic. Awesome job, SM. Okay, Naz, let's take a look at yours. Okay. I'm assuming it's for the same question as. Okay. So do you like watching programs about wild animals? Without a doubt. Nice answer. Okay. It's direct and it's answering the question. As an animal lover, I love to watch animals, most especially the wild ones. Most especially. Honestly, most especially, it's saying that it's a grammar mistake, but it doesn't sound wrong to me. I love to watch wild animals, especially the wild ones. I love to watch wild animals, most especially the wild ones. Okay, I might be wrong, but it does sound like most especially is okay here. And TV can be one of the best sources to watch animals all around the globe. Okay. No, Naz, this is fine. Again, the only thing most especially might be wrong, but I think it's okay actually. Animals. I'm going to add one word here. All around the globe is okay, but from all around the globe makes it a little bit better. The original one is fine, but when you add from, it makes it so that you know that you're watching animals from different countries, instead of you watching animals live in different countries. So from makes it sound a little bit smoother, but yeah, that was great, Naz. And then I really like what you added, Naz. I really, really like this. And I want to point this out to anyone who's watching right now. If you can give specific examples, it will make your answer stronger. In fact, I never miss watching National Geographic documentaries. This is 100% fantastic because you're saying directly one thing that you use. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about this back when we were talking about technology as well. Don't just say, oh, I use apps on my computer. Be specific. Say, oh, I use Photoshop to edit photos. I use Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel to make reports for my job. Be specific, it will help you out. Don't try to shy away and be too general. Okay, nice. And then SM has one more, and then we move on to part 3. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on part 1. But let's take a look. I haven't got an opportunity to visit animals in the wild, but I would love to go on an incursion. Let me copy this so everyone can see it. Okay. I haven't got an opportunity to visit animals in the wild. I haven't had. Had is a little bit better here. I haven't had an opportunity to visit animals in the wild. But I would love to go on an excursion, as I am very much fascinated by their moves. Not sure what you mean by their moves. Their habitat and also the way they try to survive. By their movements. Again, that's a little, like, it makes sense, but it's a odd thing to say. I'm very much fascinated by their moves. Like, I'm gonna fix it so in the easy way. Movements. Like, this logically makes sense. You're fascinated by their movements. But this means, like, how they migrate. Like, how there's a special butterfly in America called the monarch butterfly. It has yellow wings. Monarch butterfly. Really famous. But the thing is, when you describe their movements, you're talking about their migration. When they go from North America to Mexico. It's a several 100,000 kilometer journey, and they do it every year. But it's weird to say here. I'm fascinated by their movements. I just can't think of another thing to say. Okay. So, good vocab overall. Just changed one little thing. I haven't had an opportunity. You have opportunities. Get opportunities is actually an okay collocation. In this situation, it's had. Okay. And I'm going to add one more thing. To do so. To do so means to visit animals in the wild. Visit animals in the wild. I haven't had an opportunity to visit what. Okay, yeah, that's fine. This makes your referencing a little bit stronger and ties the two sentences together a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, not bad, not bad. Great job, guys. It is time to move on to part 3. Just a reminder, what I want you guys to do right now, come up with questions, put them in chat, and then we will look at them and answer them. But again, these part 3 questions are going to be about a topic in general. So, should the government have anything to do anything to lower meat consumption? What can the government do to get people to eat less meat? These two things mean the same thing. It's just if you're a higher level student, they will ask you the top question. If you're lower level, they will ask you the second question. Like, they will change how they say it based on your level. So don't be surprised if you get questions of a similar topic, but you've never heard them before. Yeah, so please give me about animal welfare. Should animals have the same rights as people? That's an interesting one. Do we do enough to protect animal rights? What are some more? I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to come up with these. Zawil Williams already has a great one. Let me throw that up. What is the best way to protect wild animals? I love it. That's a great one. I'm going to give you guys a minute or two to type as many as you can, and then we'll start looking into them. Oh, Naz. I love that answer. It's hilarious. Definitely a part 1 answer. But a hilarious answer, Naz. You will not be a pet owner for very long. because the lion will eat you. And by the way, Naz, for your thing, I'll just throw that up here so I can fix it really fast. There was just one small thing, and that was with plurals. Okay. Had any animals as a pet, but I've always wanted to own a lion. You know, they are the strongest and most active animal. This is a little bit weird because it doesn't directly connect to the previous sentence. I think they are super cool. Or I would love to have it eat my school bully. These would link directly to having one as a pet. Yeah, but I always wanted to own a lion. This is a fantastic sentence frame. I highly recommend people learn it because it is a great way to discuss this topic. I haven't had one. I've never had one, but I've always wanted to own blah, 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 blah. And I hope that you guys have ways to take care of your bullies, aside from feeding them to lions. Okay. And if an animal is dangerous to a human being, should it be hunted down? Or what other things can be done? That's an interesting question. I like this one a lot. Excellent job, SM. Okay. Let me throw the last 3 of these up, and then I would like you guys to start coming up. Okay. So Naz says, what does eat my school bully mean? So this is connected to you having a pet lion. So let me just really quickly point that out. I would love to have it. It means the lion. Okay. And a bully is a person who makes your life miserable at school. Maybe they steal your lunch, or they steal your lunch money, or they push you, or they kick you, or they make everyone hate you. That's a bully. And so if you have your lion eat your bully, that means that your bully, the person who is making your life miserable, becomes food. You feed, let me put this another way. I would love to feed my bully to my pet lion. Yes. So these are just some different things that would explain why you always wanted to own a lion. Okay. But let me throw the rest of these part 3 questions up. In what ways are humans different from animals? Nice. And do you think that there should be laws to protect? Yeah, these are great. Okay. I'm now going to give you guys maybe 3 minutes to answer any of these. Again, remember, for any new people who have just joined, you guys can always look in the description, click the first link, and then scroll on down to part 3. You guys can also just press Control F and then part 3, and then it will bring you right here if you're too lazy to scroll. But yeah, give me some answers, and then if you want me to answer any of them, just let me know. Yes. So come on, guys, do your best. Answer these questions. Yeah. These are all really good questions. They're tough. But you guys are tough English students, so I totally think you can do them. Please just say which one you are answering, and then feel free to answer it. Again, if you want me to answer any of them, just say, Teacher Michael, please answer number 1 or number 2. Again, this is the perfect time for you guys to get your English corrected. But I do understand that it takes a while to type. That's perfectly fine. Just please choose one, write an answer, and if you want me to answer one, just let me know. All right. It looks like Naz is number 1. Let's see what her answer is. Okay. So Naz, can you just really quickly tell me, are you answering the last one or the first one? I know that there's a bit of a delay, so I'll wait for you to tell me. But Naz, were you answering the last question or the first question with your answer? Okay, and Assam, same question to you. Were you answering, which question were you answering? Please let me know so that I can pair it to the right question. Okay, I'm pretty sure Naz's question is for the last one, so I'll put that there. And then Assam. Okay, I think it's the same one. All right, awesome. So, do you think there should be laws to protect the welfare of pets and farm animals? Definitely yes. There should be stringent rules and regulations in order to protect animals. If you wanted to use referencing, you could say do so. So, in order to do so. Referencing is nice. It will raise your vocab score if you use it correctly. Okay. They are on the edge of extinction. Consequently, it would have a devastating impact on the food chain if they did go extinct. Okay, this is why, and on the food chain. This is why I was a little bit confused here. What did you mean by they? So, pets and farm animals, they are not on the edge of extinction. On the edge of extinction means that they are going to die soon, forever. What this means is that maybe in 5 years there will be no more of this animal. So, let's see. What are some animals on the edge of extinction? Oh, great. There's it's right there. It's the first thing. Okay. So it looks like rhinos, orangutans, really? Okay, let's see here. Tigers, snow leopards, tigers, Asian elephants, orangutans. I had no idea orangutans were on the brink of extinction. That's really sad. I mean, all of these are sad, but I had no idea orangutans were. Okay. So the thing is, does that mean pets and farm animals? So this would be an answer for a different question. That's fine, Naz. Don't worry. I hope you enjoy your sweet tea. If this was, should we do anything to protect endangered animals, then this answer would be okay, Naz. But again, endangered doesn't exactly mean on the brink of extinction. On the brink of extinction, or on the edge of extinction, which again, good word, but it's not used appropriately here. For this one, I think that it would work actually. So let me put it in. And again, this was from Assam. As humans are the most evolved species of all, we should take charge. So be careful of these two. Take charge or be in charge. Both would work, but you need to choose one. We should be in charge of blah, 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 blah. So please be careful of take charge. And take charge is actually the better word here, but they have very, very similar meanings of treating them well. Here you would say they too have feelings. Okay, and then this is fine. Yeah. It's not a very strong answer, but it doesn't need to be a super strong answer. You guys aren't going for a 9. This is good enough. The ideas connect to each other well. Yeah. And if I was to ask a follow-up question, and remember guys, you will be asked follow-up questions that may take you in different directions. What about animals that are not pets or farm animals? Or what exactly should these rules do? Can we still hunt and kill them? Okay, so I hope you guys see these follow-up questions you may have to answer afterwards. And they're not easy. If you want to try to answer these as well, go ahead. And one thing you can do to get ahead of it so that you don't have a follow-up question is to answer this stuff in the first one. Okay, so again, this is fine, this is good enough, but then can you answer these? Okay. And Naz says you were answering about tigers. And okay, let me double check. Let me move this. Okay. Naz, I don't see that in part 3. Did I not copy it over? If I forgot to copy it, I apologize. Okay. So, Sam wanted me to answer this one. Sam, are you choosing me to do this follow-up question because it's difficult to express in English for you, or are you doing it because it's a hard moral question? I do actually believe that we have a responsibility for all animals, as our actions are affecting the entire planet. However, because they are not useful to us, I don't think we have to protect their welfare the same way. For example, a farmer should give medicine to a sick cow, but it isn't anyone's job to give medicine to a sick wild tiger. Okay. So this is a cold-hearted, evil answer. It's a hard moral one too. Yes. Yeah, so what I've done here, so what about animals that are not pets? And again, remember that these is connected to the first one. It's a chain. So do you think that there should be laws to protect the welfare of pets and farm animals? Yes, we should, because they have feelings. What about animals that are not pets or farm animals? I do believe that we have a responsibility for all animals, as their actions are affecting the entire planet. However, because they are not useful to us, I don't think we have to protect their welfare the same way. I'm going to change this a little bit, because we are not using them directly. I don't think we have to protect their welfare the same way. For example, a farmer should give medicine to a sick cow, but it isn't anyone's job to give medicine to a sick wild tiger. Still, it is our job to pollute less and stop destroying all their natural habitats. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated because I'm addressing a couple different things. This is difficult because I'm choosing a nuanced answer. It's difficult because I am saying I agree with some things but not all of it. So I want to point out the connections to each other. We do have a responsibility for all animals, as our actions are affecting the entire planet. Okay, so this is the reason, that's the connection. And then I don't think we have to protect them the same way. And then the example explains that. However, this last sentence connects back to the blue at the top. Okay, because we do have a responsibility. I didn't forget that. You don't have to give such a complicated answer. If you want, you could answer it with just one side. Let me actually put it at the top because it will be easier to see. What about animals that are not pets or farm animals? Yes, they also have feelings and should be treated fairly and protected. This is why we have anti-poaching laws and customs and traditions where we teach hunters to try to kill in one shot to alleviate suffering. It is all to protect their welfare. Okay, so again, this is also a perfectly fine answer, but it's more direct and there's only one side. Okay. And the reason why I went with this one, they also have feelings, is because the original answer has that. Let's use magenta. They have feelings too. Okay. But yeah, I hope you guys found that useful. Are there any more of these questions? And again, you can see the document in the description of the YouTube video. Are there any more of these that you would like me to answer? Or are there any more answers that you want to try out and see if you did okay? We have time for maybe one more if you guys want. Actually, sorry guys, I just looked at the time. I am going to have to end the live stream now, but I want you guys to know you guys can write your answers and put it in the comments of this video. That's actually what I want you to do. It's what I encourage you to do. Don't be afraid to just leave a comment with your answer, and me and Phil will be more than happy to come back through and fix it for you. You guys have been great. Thank you so much, Zawil, Naz, and Assam for being here for the live stream, and the three of you guys who are hiding in the background, thanks for being here too. You guys have been fantastic. I want to remind you guys at the very top at the first page, there are two resources, two fantastic, very, very funny YouTube channels where you can learn about animals and then steal their sentences for describing them. Thanks so much, guys. Again, remember our schedule is changed. Me and Phil are a bit busier this month in October. So I do look forward to seeing you at the next live stream. If you guys have any part of the exam that you guys are struggling with, writing or reading, me and Phil have done videos on that, so I recommend you check them out. Check out our videos. And thanks for coming, guys. Again, Naz, Assam, and Zawil, thanks so much for giving your answers. You guys were so brave. I hope you found this useful. Yeah, don't forget to leave in the comments some of your own sentences. I will be checking them. All right, guys. Bye, everybody. You were fantastic.